Hi everyone, I am here today to share some tips and some of the resources I use for the family nurse practitioner examination. I took it on July 24th and I passed. You're able to see whether you pass right after the exam. So I'm going to share all the resources. I'm not going to take too long in this video. I just wanted to share the resources. So in the spring semester, I had adult, actually geriatrics, and in that class we were told that we needed to know everything from the beginning of the program and a more of a comprehensive. So we got this book. This is the Margaret Fitzgerald book, and it's questions and information. So I really used this during that spring semester to really review for my final exam for geriatrics. It was more of a comprehensive exam. So this is one of the resources I use. I did the questions in here. Another one of the resources that I use was the Barkley, one of the nurse practitioners that I was at clinicals with. She shared her books with me and I used the Barkley. I did the questions from here. I also got this from the family nurse practitioner in the office that I was doing my clinicals at. It's Maria Leak. And this one, I love this book. This book I literally, for my different units, I would read the information from each section in here. And it will really help me during the exam, during my class exams as well. This is, if there was one book that I would definitely say I loved, it was the Maria Leak, because it put everything into easy to understand ways that that really helped me throughout the semester on my regular tests. My school also purchased for us the online review course, which was a whole bunch of modules on different systems, on OB, on mental health, all that stuff. And it came with a workbook, so this was the workbook. So those were all the resources that I use. So my tip for the family nurse practitioner exam preparation is to really start reviewing as soon as you can for this exam. I really, like I said, I really start taking questions from the book that I needed in my last adult class, which was this Fitzgerald question and information book. So I started doing questions on different systems while I was in a class, and that was really beneficial. I started this process in the spring semester and I took the exam July 24th. So that really helped me. Throughout that semester too, like I said, I would constantly go into the Maria Leak book and I would go on a different system. For example, let's see. It had information for here. There is information on pharmacology in this section here. And I remember right before the exam, I find that pharmacology was one of my weaker points. So right before the exam, I just went through the main blood pressure medications. And verbatim, some of these points came right on my exam. I really have to tell you guys that I really, after the spring semester, what happened is I spent 2 weeks where I was just doing the review, the online review that the school bought for us, and the workbook, going along with the workbook. After each review, I would take a quiz on that section, and you had 2 attempts for the quizzes. So I just did the videos one time, and it was hours and hours of videos. I did that, and I just listened to it. A lot of times I would not even work in the book. I would just listen to the information. I wanted to give myself enough time to listen to the videos multiple times. So that's what I did. I did most of the videos at least twice. And then some of them, like cardiac, respiratory, OB, peds, my weak areas, I did those about 3 or 4 times. I watched the videos, just to hear the information. I will say I highly recommend the review by Fitzgerald, because I mean, some of the information that I just looked over on the video the day before the exam, came straight on the family nurse practitioner examination. I mean, same diagram, same pictures, whatnot. So that was really, 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 really beneficial. One thing that, like anybody else, I was also freaking out before the exam. So I went into crazy mode and I did note cards. I did note cards in all the areas that that I felt I kept forgetting. So any point that I kept forgetting, I wrote down on a note card as I was going through all these different books and the online review. So I did all of these note cards and I reviewed them. It's hundreds of note cards here, so I just reviewed them twice. I went through each note card at least twice before I went for my exam. So those were things that I did for the review. I will say it is definitely much easier than what you're tested on in school, but this is just a competency exam, so that's why it's just making sure that you're minimally competent to be a family nurse practitioner. Let's see what else I can share to help you all. So there was 200 questions on the FNP examination, the ANCC certification, 200 questions. So my strategy is I had this goal of going in and they give you a whiteboard and a dry erase marker and two of those and 2 markers. So I went in for my exam and I went in with the mindset that I'm gonna take 20 questions at a time. So on my whiteboard, I wrote 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So 4, 5, so 100. So I did 100 questions, 20, and then 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, right? So that's 100. And then after that, I would take 20 questions, just focus on those questions, and I will put in all my effort in there so I don't look at the whole 200 questions and get overwhelmed. And then I will mark it off with my dry erase marker. So that's what I would do. And then I did 100 questions like that. Then I took a break at 100 because I didn't want to go into the other 100 just brain drain. So what I did, I took a quick bathroom break and then I followed exactly as a lot of these authors, they suggest some tips and tricks for exam because a lot of this is strategy. And what happened is that I went to the bathroom, I splashed some cold water on my face, I did a few jumping jacks, and then after that I went back to the other 100 and I did the same thing, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 to finish off. My exams started at 7 something. I was scheduled for like 8 to 12, but they started me early, so I started like 7 something, and then after that I finished like 11, and then after that it will tell you, do you want to submit? Do you want to submit your exam? So I said yes, 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 I do want to submit my exam, and then it tells you right after, congratulations, you passed the family nurse practitioner examination, and then you get an email sent immediately. As soon as I walked down, I could not believe it. So so those were all the tricks that I used, and I mean like a good 2 weeks, and you just study, 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 study. Questions are good, but in the review course, Fitzgerald, she tells you that you have to know your information. So getting the online review and listening to those videos over and over and over from Fitzgerald, I highly recommend that, because I mean like the content were mirror from the Fitzgerald. If I have to really say which one did it resemble most, not necessarily the questions, but the content. If you go over the Fitzgerald content, I feel like you're gonna be adequately prepared for the examination. If you're in your last semester, I highly recommend that you start doing questions, and I highly recommend that you read this for each system, each different system, because it just summarizes the information for you. And the best part about this is that it gives you exam tips and tricks. So for example, we all know this one about the cardiac heart murmurs, Mr. Pass and Miss Ard. So those really helped me. For example, I was able to answer all the cardiac questions from those mnemonics, and this book provides several helpful mnemonics for you. So I would definitely use this throughout the program for sure to make yourself knowledgeable, because I love this book. This is my favorite book. However, with this book and the online review from Fitzgerald, listening it to over and over and setting aside time to just listen to it, I didn't even take notes on it. Maybe I'll write down 1 or 2 points, but this is from all the different books I wrote these points. But only things that I kept forgetting. I'm gonna end this video by saying that you really need to see how ready you are. So I did a week of intense studying, right? And then I took a 150 question probability exam by Amelia Hoyler. So it's 150 question, and I took it at home just like the boards. Even though the boards, ANCC is 200 questions, this was 150. I took it, and my probability was high probability, which was good. And then after that, I studied more. And then after that, I took another exam the end of the second week after my review to see how much have I gained. And I went up a couple points, which shows that the review did help. So those are my suggestions again. I hope this video helped you. If you have more questions, let me know. But I feel that you should really try to study all you can for this exam, but do not, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. And I hope this was helpful, and please subscribe to my channel for more information on being a family nurse practitioner, and I am in the DNP program. So let me know if this video is helpful. Thanks, bye.